50, 45. There goes Davis.
Oh, my God.
Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow. Oh, my God. Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Oh, welcome in, everyone, to a brand new edition of the Dream Wager, episode 568. Today is Friday, September 26, 2025. How you doing today, kid? A little late today.
A little late, but we're good, Dill. Traffic wasn't too hectic, so that was a good thing. Interesting week this weekend, Dill. College and pro. So excited weekend. Let's get into it.
Yeah, we were breaking the fourth wall before Elvis and I went live. We were talking. I was like, I actually love this slate. I know last week kicked our teeth in, but we started off strong, 5-0. It pays to listen. It's all free here on the Dream Wager. Last show, we gave out the under. We gave out Seattle, whether it was the money line, the -1.5. I gave out my official JSN over. It was scary. It took a while to hit, but it got there, and all the leans hit as well. Kenneth Walker, did he get in for you, kid?
Couldn't get in. I'll be honest, it was looking good. First half, he was running the ball well. Chardonnay was able to score to close the first half, though. I think Kenneth Walker would have had his chances if he didn't get that penalty to cost him 3 points.
Yeah, that was a bozo move. Like, he wasn't thinking. Someone tried to roll his ankle, and he got tight and threw the ball at him, which I get. I'm not condoning it, but Mike McDonald played no games. He said, all right, you're sitting for the whole half now.
Yeah.
And he really sat.
So I think he would have scored in that possession. Chardonnay got it 2 out of 3. Well, I think they go for no. It was they gave it to him 2 out of 3 times. I think Kenneth Walker would have scored.
Yeah, 100%. They like Zach Chardonnay as a lot of that 2-man horse.
He gets his carries.
He does.
He gets double-digit carries still, and I'm be honest, it's beneficial. We see
100%.
We see it in Detroit, two-headed monster. I'm not saying Seattle got what Detroit has, but as you can see, a two-headed system tends to work lately.
100%. So at first I was like, I leave your house, I go home, I go, all right, it's a kind of a boring game. It's, it's like 17-6 at this point. And I'm like, they're probably going to run away with it. Here come the Cardinals. Fourth quarter, they make it interesting. They tie it 20-20. I'm sitting here like, oh, this fucking team, bro. And what are your thoughts on the kick? Because I know a lot of people are talking about, it takes only one play now, and now they're in field goal range. They don't really like the new kickoff, but I think that goes more on the kicker. He's the one who fucked up for the Cardinals, not so much the rule.
Yeah, but the reason why it went out of bounds is because of the rule change. Yeah. Still, let's just be honest. The ball goes out more often than it did in the previous ruling.
That's fair.
Previous how they used to kick and kickoff. So is it more difficult? Is it more challenging for the kicker to have successful kickoffs now? Yeah. Is it more successful for the running? I don't know, but we've seen more plays this year than we've seen the previous year. So we got to just give it more time. I think it's just a bounce still. The ball bounced the wrong way. And it happens. It's the NFL. The ball is shaped oddly, and you can't predict that, Dale. You think his intentions was to kick it out and have him start at the 40-yard line? Absolutely not. So it is what it is. It just sucks that this is the new rule. So sometimes you're gonna benefit from it, but sometimes you might get fucked in the ass.
Real quick on the Cardinals, is this like an all-time bad body language team? Both like offense and defense. Like, this team just goes to the bench when, say, they do a 3-and-out, right? They go back to the bench. There's no communication. Kyler Murray hangs his head. He's like the best. He is so good at a job he hates. That's what it seems like. He seems like he hates football, but he's just fucking God. He has God-given talent, and he's so good. And still, same thing with Marvin Harrison Jr. Like, he's probably the biggest and best receiver outside of JSN on the field, and it just looks like he just doesn't care. The body language is very telling, and I think that's why I'm kind of off on the Cardinals here moving forward.
Yeah, I'm gonna say these like the new generation, like these younger kids,
I love how we're calling them kids.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Showing our age.
Yeah. I'm gonna just say that the kids younger than us, it's not like we have like the Michael Irvings of the world, the Ray Lewises of the world. T.O. Like we grew up on that. Ed Reed. Like that's what we grew up on. There's not too many leaders like that, especially on the Cardinals. One person who I saw honestly stand out numerous times and also hold other players accountable was the OG Calais Campbell, dude.
Legend.
Couple sacks.
Yeah.
Remember that play where Chardonnay scored and Sweat kind of gave up on the play and he ended up getting there with the second push?
Yeah.
Calais Campbell held them accountable. So like there's some players there, but are the true leaders of the team stepping up, showing emotion, holding others accountable? Do I have to agree with you? I don't think so. Kyler Murray, like you said, the talent is there. There's no doubt Kyler Murray is one of the most gifted quarterbacks in the NFL. Notice I said gifted because at times he plays very special, all-time great, and then it's just at times with Kyler Murray, we saw yesterday some boneheaded interceptions. So
yeah,
I'm not gonna say his heart's not in it. I'm not gonna say he's not as enthusiastic as others. It's just football's a hard game, though. Sometimes, you can't. It's just a tough game.
Yeah, no, I would agree. By the way, ugly uniforms. I like the helmets, but it looked like someone threw up on it, low key.
Yeah, it looked like like if you're riding, a bike or something, and then like little mud splats.
Oh yeah, that's good.
So like, do I like the idea of it? Yeah. Did it look good? No. So, nice try. Shout out the Cardinals for trying something, but it was a miss. I hope that's the last time we see the uniforms. Helmets, okay. I like the helmets, but the uniforms, you could do better. You could do better, Arizona.
Now on the Seahawks, they're a legit team, kid. The defense is good, and the offense, like outside of JSN, they were Sam Darnold was throwing it to rookies. Elijah Aurora out of Miami, AJ Barner, Cooper Kupp only had 26 yards receiving. They had the guy Troy Horder. He had 10 yards as well. Like they're throwing it to a bunch of rookies that they are high on, but JSN, AJ Barner, Cooper Kupp, like I think this team, as long as Sam Darnold takes care of the ball and he's throwing like the way he has been the first month of the season, this Seattle team is going to go places. And that defense, I said it on last show, they're good on all three levels. You got Leonard Williams, Dexter Lawrence on the front. The linebackers, they fly to the ball. Defensively, in the secondary, they have a bunch of young guys, but they are aggressive. So this defense is going to keep them in games. I like what I'm seeing from the Seattle Seahawks team, and they just own the Cardinals right now.
Yeah, that defense has been might be the most impressive part of this team thus far. Every game they had an interception or two. How many sacks we saw yesterday from 6 sacks on Kyler Murray?
Yeah,
and that's Kyler Murray. Imagine if it was a statue back there. We might see 8 or 9. So the fact that you get constant pressure on the quarterback, the fact that you're able to turn these teams over every week thus far this season, this defense is for real. I got them in my fantasy right now. They're the number 1 ranked defense in fantasy. So
how much did they give you yesterday?
13, but at one point they had 17.
Oh wow!
So Seahawks defense has been electric thus far throughout the season. Right now they're 3-1. Credit to them. Now to Sammy D. Real quick, the throw of the night might have been the one they got the pass interference on to get the ball at the 1 deal. You saw it when he got the ball at the corner. That was a ball. I think Sammy D, I said my biggest fear with this Seahawks team is Sammy D's offensive play going to transition from Minnesota to Seattle. I think the 3-4 weeks of the season, the answer has been, I've seen the answer, and I have it. Sammy D is for real. I think Sammy D is officially I'm gonna just say top 15 quarterback deal. I think he's proven
That's
that.
fair.
He's proven that for the past 20 games. He's been consistently a top 15 quarterback. Yeah, the last 2 games of last season, he could make a case they were terrible. Yeah, he was. But still, Sammy D's for real. Seattle, they have a shot. I told you to take the under 8.5. Right now, through 4 weeks, I'm looking like a damn fool. And I'm just keeping it real, people. I said under 8.5. 4 weeks this season, I'm looking like a damn fool. I like what I see from Seattle. Like we said earlier, Kenneth Walker the third, Chardonnay. That's a good duel right there. That's a solid running back duel. Jackson Smith-Njigba, top 10 wide receiver in my eyes. Cooper Kupp still showing he got some gas left in the tank. And like you said, AJ Barner with the touchdown to start the game.
Yeah.
Jake Bobo, we saw him come up big times last year. Elijah Arroyo. They got multiple guys. The rookie Torrey Horton. They got multiple guys on the outside that can step up, and they also have All Reliable and Jay Sandell. Not to get too hyped now, but Seattle might have something to say come playoff time. I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah, 100%. And they were close to winning week 1 against the 49ers as well. So
kept it close. 17-13, right there.
Yeah, exactly. So tough week. I think in next week they play the Buccaneers back at home. But Buccaneers are banged up right now. Without Mike Evans, we'll see. They're definitely live.
Mm-hmm. And they're playing the champs this week.
Yeah. I'm kind of out on the Cardinals right now, if I'm being honest. They beat the Panthers and the Saints.
And didn't cover one of them.
Exactly. They let the Panthers hang around. I'm not high on them, man. I'm really not. I know they play Tennessee. They play Tennessee next, which okay, you should win, but you're beating up on bad teams. But then they're on the road to the Colts. That's not an easy way with the way they're playing. Then they play the Packers, another tough game. So I don't know. The jury's still out on the Cardinals. I think there are some bright spots, but for the most part, like I said, I read big into body language, and I just thought it was terrible the way they were reacting. And honestly, I think if they keep losing, Jonathan Gannon might be on the hot seat. He was this defensive genius. What happened?
You don't have a great defensive team, though. At least a couple years ago in Philadelphia, they had some. Didn't they set the NFL record of sacks in the season?
Maybe.
Yeah. So he had the talent there. I felt like Arizona to be in week 4, 2-2. You'll take that. Now for the remainder of the season, do I think you'll be a 500 team for the remainder of the season? No. So, do you have some potential with Marvin Harrison, McBride? We understand James Conner went down. Kyler Murray still, like I said, one of the most gifted quarterbacks in the NFL. It's just you're in a tough division. The defense is mid. Let's just be honest.
It is.
I feel like if he shouldn't be on the hot seat deal, but let's just say, for hypothetically speaking, for the remainder of the season, they go like 3.
If they win under 7 games, he's gone.
Let's just say for the remainder of the season, they win 3 more games. That's a fireable offense.
Yeah,
I
5
doubt
wins
it.
Is crazy.
5 wins is crazy. After starting 2-1.
Yeah. But remember who they play. They played bums. No disrespect, but they're not good. They beat Spencer Rattler, who's never won a game in the NFL. It's the truth though. Like 0-10 is impressive.
All you had to say was an 0-3 Saints team. That's all you had to say.
I know, my fault, Spencer. You my boy. I actually like Spencer Rattler. No, I don't, actually. I don't think he's that good. I don't think he's that good. All right, okay, let's get to these picks. But before we do, a quick word from our sponsor. We're brought to you each and every episode by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. It is no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV. Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives, whether it's Huckleberry playing around a golf with the boys or an elderberry watching game 1 in Dublin, Ireland. It doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, kid. Like I said, set your alarms. We have an early start time, 9:30 on the East Coast, 6:30 on the West Coast. That's a tough one if you're a West Coast. What do you do if you're on the West Coast? You just get the second half?
See, I can't answer that because I'm up at 5, 6 a.m. no matter what. So
So you would have catch the game.
Yeah, I'll be early. I'll have breakfast cooked and all dogs walked.
Yeah,
and
same.
everything. So
yeah,
I'm an early bird though, so it doesn't matter to me.
9:30 on the East Coast. We will head to Dublin, Ireland, where the Pittsburgh Steelers are technically the home team, and they will be taking on. They are officially, again, my Minnesota Vikings.
Again.
Minnesota, yes. I reserve to keep flip-flopping. -2.5 for the Vikings, -146 on the money line, +2.5 for Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers, +124 on the money line. Total 40.5. Kid, what do you got? You'll lead us off.
First of all, thankful for a 9:30 start. Shout out. Loving these overseas games, by the way. So that's a good thing. Carson Wentz versus Aaron Rodgers wasn't on the game plan. I'm going to tell you that right now. I understand we knew this was going to happen for about a week, but this was not on the game plan, people. Minnesota looked good last week. Carson Wentz looked better than JJ. There's no doubt about that. The defense was flying. Pittsburgh defense has been shaky, though. They've been shaky thus far to start the season. Aaron Rodgers been up and down. We saw him look amazing week 1. We saw him look okay week 2. Last week, kind of looked like he was 40, but he got the dub, though. Give me the puppies. Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers +120 on the money line. Don't get me wrong. Minnesota has what it takes to win this game. If JJ was there, even though I haven't loved anything from him this season, I would like their chances to win a little better. I just don't see Carson Wentz going to be able to outdo Aaron Rodgers. And I don't expect much from Aaron Rodgers. I think Carson Wentz is going to turn the ball over, Dill. I think Aaron Rodgers will take care of the ball. We saw a turnover last week from him. I think we're going to see Aaron Rodgers be a little tentative, take care of the ball, run the ball with Jalen Warren, and hopefully, I'm not hoping, but Pittsburgh fans hoping that defense finally wakes up and show some life. Give me the Steelers +120 on the money line.
Yeah, back-to-back road spots here for Pittsburgh. By the way, Elvis, did you know that the NFL created a rule starting in 2025 this year that both teams must arrive for international games on the same day? But if you play a road game, which Seattle did, you're able to arrive early. Did you know that?
No, did not know that.
What the fuck is that? And how is that even fair?
Do you gain an advantage for being there early? Yes, because the time zone.
Yeah, exactly.
But is it a huge deal?
Might be for some people, because look at Pittsburgh last year. They were in an international game. They arrived, I think, 2 days prior to the game. They arrived late, and they looked like shit. So they wanted to arrive early this time, but because of the new rule, they had to arrive when Minnesota was arriving. And I think it was around Tuesday or Wednesday. Both teams.
And I think that's fair. I don't see what's wrong with that.
But if I want to go earlier than you, why am I held to you?
You just agreed that they get a disadvantage.
Yeah, and I don't think that's fair.
You don't think it's fair that you can't get an advantage, or you don't think it's fair that they get a disadvantage? The team that comes later has a disadvantage.
I think it's not fair that I don't get an advantage.
I love the honesty.
Yeah, because if you say you're on a team, right? Say you on the Patriots, and you want to go.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
No, I know.
I will be there Monday night.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I agree with you 100%. All I'm saying is that it's not fair for one team to show up Tuesday and another one to show up Friday evening.
But if they choose to do that, that's their own prerogative.
I understand, Bill, but it wouldn't be fair.
I think that's fucking crazy. And for the game, I know Mike Tomlin, as a dog, this is a great spot for him. Catching a few points with a chip on their shoulder. But I like my Vikings here. I like the recent play. They're getting Andrew Van Ginkel back. That should help the defense. Jordan Addison, shout out your fantasy. He's coming back. we'll see how the connection is with him and Carson Wentz. And for the eye test right now, you mentioned it. I don't trust the Steelers. I'm not giving them till week 6 or 7, like you said. I'm going to lay the 2.5 points here with the Vikings. I think they're the better team right now. And fun fact, do you know what the Vikings international record is?
It's been a couple years. I'm gonna say 2-0.
4-0.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm gonna take Minnesota here.
They're due for a loss still.
They might be due for a loss, but I'm gonna take them. All right, kid, let's go back to the States, and we will go to the beautiful state of Florida. Good game here in the 1 o'clock window. By the way, they got it right. Four games in the 4 o'clock window.
Listening.
Yeah, they're listening, but 2 on Monday. So let's go to Florida. Tampa Bay Buccaneers hosting the Philadelphia Eagles. Oh, what a game. Philadelphia laying 3.5 here on the road, minus 190 on the money line. Bucks plus 3.5, plus 160 on the money line. Total 44.5. How are you going to play this one, kid?
I just want to say real quick, though, week 4 has some absolute bangers of some games. I just want to say that. A lot of potential playoff matchups down the road we're going to see this week in week 4. And I think this is one of them. Potential NFC Championship game here, Dill. Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Buccaneers catching 3.5 at home. Give me the Buccaneers plus 3.5 at home. Do I think they're alive? I would say they're live, Dill, but I'm not sure. No Mike Evans. Chris Godwin is back. It's going to be interesting how he's implemented and how many snaps he gets in his first week back. We saw the Eagles offense struggle for about 2.5 weeks, and then they finally woke up in the second half against the Rams. And Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith all had a party on that defense. I think the Bucs can make things interesting. Don't get me wrong, I do think the Eagles are the better team, and then I think they honestly might have found something offensively in that second half. But I do think the Bucs can make it close still. Give me the Bucs plus 3. I'm going to say 24-21. I'm not going to say who wins. 24-21.
Yeah, the Bucs have had the Eagles number as of late. 4-1 straight up in the last 5. The Eagles need to be aggressive here versus this Bucs defense, but if I'm being honest, the Bucs are dealing with a lot of injuries. Yep. Mike Evans, I mentioned it earlier, he's hurt, which that's a big blow to the offense. The Bucs offensive line is still banged up. Tristan Wirf is practicing, but he won't play. Chris Godwin is banged up. He's practicing. We'll see if he's limited as well. It's going to be a hot one down in Florida this weekend. Eagles are going down early, which is fair, to get acclimated to the heat. But I think this is a revenge spot here for the Eagles. They've had this one circled. I just don't think the Bucs could continue to make fourth quarter comebacks, especially against this Eagles team. I'm going to take the Eagles here. I think they cover. I'll lay the 3.5 with the Eagles. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to Orchard Park. The Buffalo Bills are hosting the New Orleans Saints. Huge line. Biggest one on the books this week. Buffalo laying 15.
Biggest one so far of the year.
Yeah, 100%. 15.5 Buffalo is laying. 15-1 on the money line. You're not going to take that. If you like the Saints, plus 15.5, plus 870 on the money line. Total 48.5. What are you doing here, kid?
Call me crazy. I'm tempted to take the plus 15.5. 15.5 points is too much. I understand the Saints haven't been good, but they've been covering. Quietly enough, they've been covering the number. We saw them last week cover the number against the San Francisco 49ers. I'm going to just stay away. I'm not going to advise anybody to take, Desmond Ridder. Spencer Rattler and the Saints. But shout out Kellen Moore. I do think they can make things interesting on the cover, Dill. I do think they could cover the 15.5, but I'm not going to bet it.
Yeah, this is a back-to-back road spot here for the Saints. Bills, they're obviously coming off that extended rest plan on Thursday Night Football. Do you know who leads the league in targets this year?
Targets?
Targets, wide receiver.
Puka Nacua.
No, well, obviously it has to be someone in this game if I'm bringing it up.
I know, but I was like, I couldn't think of one.
Chris
That,
Olave,
wow.
37 targets, but get this, he's 36 in the league in yards. Um, the Saints have also not scored a touchdown in the first quarter this season. But this is a disgusting dog. But, you know, if they're down, if they're down 20, 22 points, I feel like the Saints could cover this number. They're actually trying to win football games. And what did I say? Spencer Rattler's my guy. I think he could backdoor cover this, and I think they might take the foot off the gas. I'm going to take the Saints plus 15.5.
Official.
Yeah, for this year.
I love the energy, Dill. I'm with you. I'm not gonna take it, but I'm with you, Dill, in spirit.
Let's go to the Lions. Lions hosting the Cleveland Browns. Lions laying 9.5 here at home, minus 560 on the money line, plus 9.5 for the Brownies, plus 420 on the money line. Total 44.5. Can the Lions keep it rolling, kid?
I do think the Lions can keep it rolling, but this one, I might have to take the Browns plus 10. We saw the Browns compete all game, especially defensively, against the Green Bay Packers. Still at home, took care of business. 54-yarder to win the game. I think they could. I think they could at least cover. I think they could lose by 7, maybe 8, maybe 9, maybe push with the 10. This is another tough one. Do I want to take the plus 10 with the Browns on the road? Do I think Joe Flacco could possibly hurt that defense? It's tough to say. I'll lean the plus 10. I like this plus 10 more than I love the plus 15.5. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I just feel like this is an obvious play on the Lions. You know, Browns coming off that big win at home. Now they have to travel in a dome, and they're just not a dome team. Just look at them. This team was built to play outside in awful weather. I think it's a major letdown spot here for the Browns as well. Lions defense is rolling. And historically, when the Lions start winning and blowing teams out, they get on a roll, and it's really hard to beat this team. This team might be legit. So I'll lay the big number with Detroit. I think it's a good teaser spot, but might be lock potential, kid. I love the Lions here this week. Where do we want to go next? Let's go to Houston. Texans hosting the Tennessee Titans. Texans laying 7.5 here at home, minus 375 on the money line. Titans plus 7.5, plus 300, total 38.5. What do you like here?
I know this is only week 4, people. I don't want to use this term, but I think it's right. This is a must-win game for the Houston Texans. Going against, you can say, a divisional rival. Rookie quarterback, back in Houston. If there's a game that could be handed to you, is this one. Houston, D'Amico Ryan, CJ Stroud. If you don't wake up and show up against the Tennessee Titans at home, I'm sorry. I think the season might be over after 4 weeks still. There's no way the Houston Texans could afford to lose this game. You see how Colts are looking. You see how Jacksonville are looking. I don't think the Texans could afford to go on forward. This is a must-win game. From what I've seen the first 3 weeks of the season, I don't think it's smart to lay the 7 with the Houston. But I think you have to win this game by double digits. Give me the 7 with Houston, Dill. Give me the 7 with Houston Texans. Must win game in week 4 already.
Yeah, Elvis, I think the Texans might get their first win of the season. We got to continue to fade Brian Callahan and Tennessee Titans team. He's just not a good coach. 3-7 ATS with his time in Tennessee. I know it's a big number, but you mentioned it. This is a desperate Texans team. They need to win in blowout fashion, in my opinion. And we've even heard from Michael Pittman Jr. last week where he said the Titans just look like they gave up. And if they're giving up already with 3 weeks in, I want no part of this Titans team ever. I'm probably done with Tennessee. I'll lay the big number here with Texans. It's a must win. I also think it's another good teaser spot. do we really trust Cam Ward on the road against a good secondary? I don't. I just think this is a terrible situation here for Tennessee. I'll lay the 7.5 here with Texans. Let's go out to MetLife. Giants and Jackson Dart. Oh, it's nice to say that name. At home, taking on the LA Chargers. Chargers laying 6.5 here on the road, -300 on the money line, +6.5 for Dart, +245 on the money line, total 43.5. What are we feeling here for the rookie getting his first start?
Don't get me wrong. I do believe it's the right move for the New York Giants. Jackson Dart, let's not forget, he had a tremendous preseason. Tremendous. To see if he's able to transition that into week 4 against the Chargers. I think it's gonna be a tough task, but at home, the crowd is gonna be behind you. It's gonna be pressure on the kid. Let's just be honest. Give me the Chargers -6, -6.5, whatever it's gonna be. If it gets to 5.5, I even love the 5.5 game day deal. Chargers, in my opinion, has been one of the most impressive teams this far. Yes, I'm a little concerned with Khalil Mack's injury, but the defense will be just fine. Against a rookie quarterback, I think John Harbaugh in his career is 4-0. Give me the Chargers -6. Don't get me wrong. I do think the Giants offense will be able to move the ball. I think the offense will be a little better with Jackson Dart. But at the end of the day, he's a rookie quarterback making his debut against arguably a top 5 team right now. Give me the Chargers -6. Oh, you're still muted, kid. You're still muted, but you probably liking the Chargers as well. You probably like the Chargers as well.
Thank you. I didn't even know that. Jackson Dart, like I said, making his first start, and honestly, I don't like the spot for him. Jim Harbaugh, great against rookies, making their debut against him. He's 4-0 straight up and against the spread against rookie quarterbacks. And surprisingly enough, the Chargers are better on the road. And we all know how the Giants struggle at home. Just look at Sunday Night Football the other week. And I think they've got a point to prove where I'm just out on Brian Daboll at this point. I don't think he's a good head coach. Every Giant fan is so happy about Jackson Dart, but the stadium's going to be packed, and it's going to be all for nothing. They're going to get blown out. I'll lay the 6.5. It's another good teaser spot, but I don't know how you're on the Giants right now. Not you, but just I know people like Giant fans that are on them.
You gotta have faith. You gotta.
No,
have
I
faith.
agree, but
Dude,
just like
we're about 15 minutes from MetLife. The energy.
It's sad.
I'm not disagreeing with you, Dill, but you gotta at least admit the vibe is higher with Jackson Dart being named the starter.
Oh, 100%.
You in New York every day.
100%
every day.
And to be honest, I've been calling for it. He should have started. Well, honestly, Jameis should have started, but then they should have gave it to him.
Realistically, I said after the preseason, I think Jackson Dart played well enough to be named the starter. I still think it was the right. Well, and now at 3-0, you can make the case it wasn't the right move, but I still think starting Russ was the way to go for the New York Giants. You can make the case now it wasn't, but we'll see how the kid looks still. But I think we're both on the same boat, laying the points with the Chargers.
All right, let's go to the next game. We will head to the ATL. The Atlanta Falcons hosting the Washington Redskins. Falcons laying 2.5 here at home, -124 on the money line. Redskins +2.5, +106. Total is at 43. No Jaden Daniels, no Terry McLaurin.
This is tough. I did like the Commanders, earlier in the week when there was a possibility Jaden Daniels was going to play. Now, without Jaden Daniels, don't get me wrong, I didn't like not one thing I saw last week against the Panthers with Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons got blown out by the Carolina Panthers. Let's just be honest, people. That was embarrassing. So, my eyes are telling me go with the Washington Commanders, but my heart is saying, Atlanta's defense is going to have something to say. I think Michael Penix Jr. after being benched, he's going to have a much better game. Let's just be honest. At home, I think we got to roll with Atlanta. Don't get me wrong. I like Washington, though. I like Dan Quinn. I like the defense, but no Terry McLaurin, no Jaden Daniels. Last week, you had the running back whole room step up. Who's going to be able to step up this week on the road? To me, that's going to be a tough task. Can the defense force a couple turnovers, possibly get a scoop and score? We'll see. But I think the right side got to be Atlanta, -2.5.
Wow. Yeah, I think this might be a revenge spot here for Marcus Mariota as well. Here against the Falcons. I just think overall they're a better team.
Yep.
I know Atlanta played well in a dome in dome games, and they're coming back home after that loss, but it was just worrisome last week against Carolina. Not being able to score anything, that's a tough look. And I think Mariota is good enough to win the game. So I know he's limited. I worry about the defense a little bit on the road, but I do think they're good enough to win this game. So I'm going to be on Washington here. I'll take the 2.5 here in my pocket. Let's go to New England. Back-to-back home spots here for New England. They're laying 5.5 here at home, -250 on the money line. Panthers +5.5, +205 on the money line. Total 43.5. What are we feeling here for your Pats?
We saw the Carolina Panthers last week overachieve with a 30-point win against the Atlanta Falcons. We saw the New England Patriots. Dylan saw it firsthand. He was on the 50-yard line.
Chill.
The Patriots were clearly the better team last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers. In my opinion, I think Drake May outplayed Aaron Rodgers. Defensively, I'm still a little worried. Do I think Bryce Young could hurt us? That's where I made my decision, Dill. I'm gonna lay the 5.5 with the Pats. I also think it's a great spot for a teaser. I just think, in my opinion, after both weeks last week, the teams had one overachieve and one underachieve by a mile. Both teams overachieve and underachieve by a mile. I think the Patriots get something settled in. I think we finally get the running game a little going. I think Stevenson is going to take a step back with the fumbling issues. I think Trevion Henderson is going to take the helm. I think Drake May, him and Hunter Henry establish a nice little connection. I think we see a great overall game. And finally, we see our secondary and defense step up. The sacks we've been getting home, Dill. I think we need our secondary to get a couple turnovers. Give me the Patriots -5.5. Also great for a teaser spot as well.
Yeah, truthfully, kid, I don't get this line at all. How can you make the Patriots a 5.5 point favorite after what we've seen from them? I truly don't know, and I'm being as honest as I can. Good news for you, though. I do think Christian Gonzalez will actually play this week, which should help this defense. So I do think Terrion McMillan will be limited. I think this could be an ugly field goal type of game. We still don't know if either team is good. Carolina put up 30, and that was at home. Now they go on the road. I can't lay 5.5 points with the Patriots. I just don't think they're that good. I saw it firsthand. Too many mistakes. I also don't think Carolina's good. So I'll take the 5.5 points. It doesn't make sense, but it's an ugly game. I'll take the dog here. I'd rather have 5.5 in my pocket than lay 5.5 with that team that I just saw. So can't do that. All right, kid, let's go to the 4:00 window. We'll start in LA. It's a good game here. Rams taking on the Indianapolis Colts. Rams at home, laying 3.5, -180 on the money line. Colts +3.5, +152 on the money line. Total 49.5. Can Indiana Jones keep it going, kid?
It'll be interesting to see if he can. I think it's a tough task to go into LA and beat this Los Angeles Rams team after a second half debacle in Philadelphia. I think this is a bounce back spot for the Los Angeles Rams. Do I want to lay the 3.5? Absolutely not. Do I want to lay the chalk -180 on the money line? Absolutely not. I love everything I've been seeing for the Indianapolis Colts, and I still think they could keep on keeping on, Dill. I just feel like right now is a tough task to go into LA after a brutal loss in the second half against the Eagles last week. Give me the Rams in a bounce back win. Like I said, I don't want to lay the 3.5. I'm not laying the -180 deal. Let me give y'all a little parlay. -122. Didn't go too juice now. -122 on the parlay. Give me the Rams money line and give me Puka Nacua. I think 50 plus or 60 plus. I'm sorry. 60 plus yards at -122 deal. Like I said, give me Puka Nacua, 60 plus yards at -450. And the Rams on the money line, that'll get you combined odds at -122. Give me the Rams to win. Puka 60 plus yards minus 122.
I like it, kid. I like it. Back-to-back road spots here for the Colts, but they've had the number one offense in the league, and they
I give
played
him
on.
credit.
Yeah, you got to give them credit where it's due. But let's be honest, they played two of probably the worst teams in the league as well. I mean, they beat the Titans and the Dolphins, and what would have happened if without that leverage call in the Broncos and they didn't get that penalty? What if they missed that kick? I think that's a legitimate question. If they won here this week, I think that would be a legitimate win. Going on the road and beating the Rams. But I just think this is a tough task. They have their hands full. This Rams defense is good, especially that defensive line. Jared Verse is an absolute beast, and they were able to limit Saquon last week. I just have to fade the Colts here. I know they're 3-0, but I'm still very skeptical about them, which is why they're still not in my top 10. I like the Rams a lot here. I don't think Sean McVay is going to get cute after last week. He's good off a loss, and I just think the Rams are going to be extremely hungry after a disappointing loss that they should have won last week. I'll lay the 3.5 here with the Rams. Let's go to San Francisco, and here comes Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy makes his return to the Niners. They get their quarterback back, and they will be laying 3.5 here at home, minus 174 on the money line. Jacksonville, plus 3.5, plus 146. Total is 46.5. What do you expect out of Brock Purdy his first game back?
The same old usual. I'm going to say about 250, 240 passing, maybe a touchdown or two. It's going to be interesting to see how that defense reacts and is without Joey Bosa on the defensive line. I think they'll be just fine, but could it possibly take a week or two to find that consistent player is going to fill that hole, though? Possibly. Give me Jacksonville plus 3.5. Don't get me wrong. I do think the 49ers are the much better team. Maybe not much better, but they clearly are the better team in my eyes. With Brock Purdy back, it only improves their chances, but I do think Jacksonville could keep it close. I think defensively, Jacksonville defense quietly been pretty good, and I think Brian Thomas Jr. is due for a day.
I hope.
I think Travis Etienne has been running the hell out of the ball. I think the running game has been pretty solid so far throughout the season. I think Trevor Lawrence hasn't really made those mistakes that we saw early on in his career. I think he's been a little more consistent thus far this year. I think they'll make enough plays offensively to keep him in the game, and I think their defense will do enough to also not let the game get out of control. I want to say Jacksonville's live, though. Give me the plus 3.5, though. Maybe a little sprinkle on the money line with Jackson.
I've been really disappointed with Jacksonville's offense. Trevor Lawrence doesn't look good.
He looks okay, dude.
No, he doesn't. I don't think he looks good. And Brian Thomas Jr., he's been MIA.
Yes.
But I think the story, and trust me, I know I have him on fantasy, but I think the story for this team is how good this defense actually has been for Jacksonville. They forced 9 turnovers, including 7 interceptions. They're leading the league. I get the 49ers, they're 3-0, but they were a couple games early where they could have easily lost that game last week. So I also think, this might be a look-ahead spot for the 49ers, who play Thursday night against the Rams. Brock Purdy makes his return, but Ricky Pearsall, he came up on the injury list. We'll see how he looks, but this team is incredibly banged up right now. I don't know how Brock Purdy is going to look. They can't keep pulling wins out of their asses, this 49er team. Give me Jacksonville plus 3.5. I agree. I think they're the right side as well. All right, 2 more games here on the 4 o'clock window. We will go out to Vegas. The Raiders hosting the Bears. Short on the books. Raiders minus 1.5 favorite at home, minus 112 on the money line. Plus 1.5 for the Bears, minus 104 on the money line. Total is 47.5. What are we feeling here, kid, in Vegas?
This was one of the tougher games I had to pick this week. We saw the Chicago Bears, especially offensively, flourish last week. Caleb Williams had arguably one of his best games of his career thus far. There's no doubt about it. Rome Odunze emerging as the number 1 receiver ahead of DJ Moore. Swift even been running the ball better than I anticipated. Let's just be honest. Now, the Raiders, still. Besides week 1, this offense has been let's just say a little shaky. Geno Smith has been turning the ball over a little too much. I think he had 2 interceptions last week. Defensively, they got some players. Max Crosby, one of the best in the game. The secondary, it's okay. It's just, can Geno Smith not turn the ball over? I'm gonna give Geno Smith. I'm gonna take Geno Smith, Dill. Give me Geno Smith in a bounce back. Give me the Raiders at home. I would say they're dogs. It depends where you could get it at. I think I caught -105 earlier. I see -112.
Yeah, they're the favorite now across most books.
Yeah, so they were the dog, I think, a day ago. Now they're the favorite, and hopefully, I'm going towards the right side. Dill, give me the Raiders on the money line.
Yeah, I would. This is an ugly game. Both teams are bad in my opinion. I just can't. We were watching the game yesterday, and we were talking about Caleb Williams. I can't back him on the road. I also think, this Raider offense, they're not good either. And the way this offensive line, it doesn't look good. Ashon Gentry doesn't look good either. But the Bears aren't good against the run. And I think this might be a good game for Gentry to finally break out and have a good game. And as ugly as it is, I just can't back the Bears on the road. I like this spot as well. Give me the Raiders on the money line, -112. I agree. Game of the week, Ravens on the road taking on the Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead. Ravens, road favorites, -2.5, -148 on the money line. Chiefs home dog, +2.5, +126 on the money line. Total 48.5. Kid, what a game. What do we got?
First of all, Dill, thankful to be able to watch this game. I can see why it's not a Sunday night game standing alone. I can see why, Dill. Lamar Jackson versus Patty Mahomes. I don't think we could get enough of this matchup, Dill. Ravens deserve to be favorites. There's no doubt about it. They've been even though both these teams are 2-1, there's no doubt in my mind the Ravens have been the better team through the first 2 weeks of the season. With that being said, give me the Baltimore Ravens, still -2.5 on the road. Like I said, this team is just a couple fumbles away from possibly being 3-0. Don't get wrong. Has the defense been impressive? Absolutely not. But is the defense also dealing with some injuries still? Absolutely. So I'm going to go with the team who's been more impressive to me in my eyes is the Baltimore Ravens. The Chiefs took care of business last week at MetLife. But let's be honest, people. 2 out of those 3 weeks, the Giants' offense it was bad. Yes, they woke up against Dallas, but Russ didn't look good week 1. He looked terrible week 3 against the Chiefs. I think Chiefs, not quietly, did. I think Speed Stagnola has been dishing out a top five defense these past 3 weeks, especially in the passing game. Dill, look what they were able to do last week against the Giants. Look what they were able to do last week, the prior week against the champs. Still, so I think defensively, Lamar could possibly have a hard time, but I think Derrick Henry wants some gig back. Give me the Baltimore Ravens -2.5 on the road.
Yeah, game of the week. This should be a really good game. We are very blessed to see this, and there's so many things we could back. John Harbaugh and Lamar coming off a loss on a short week, but then you also have Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes as a home dog. Chiefs are getting Xavier Worthy back as well. Ravens are banged up. The whole defensive line is hurt. It's crazy that just looking at the records, it's just crazy that the loser of this game is going to be 1-3. But yeah. I just have a hard time thinking this Chiefs offense is like Buffalo's and Detroit's. I think this is a nice bounce back spot here for the Ravens. And I think even though the defense is banged up, they're going to make enough stops on Kansas City to win the game. I know we should take Patrick Mahomes as a dog, but in a shootout, I just trust the offense of Baltimore more than I do Kansas City. And Todd Monken, please stop getting fucking cute in the goal line. Please. That's all I'm asking. All right, kid, we're both on the Ravens. What could go wrong? Sunday Night Football. Oh, we've been waiting for this one ever since the trade. Dallas Cowboys and the Green Bay Packers. Thoughts on Jerry not giving him a tribute, Micah Parsons? I think it's good. He doesn't deserve one.
Could you make the case he doesn't deserve one? Yes. But was Micah Parsons a cornerstone for the Dallas franchise? Absolutely, Dill. Let's just be honest. For the last
No,
4
he
years,
was.
for the last 4 years, I I think Michael Parsons was probably the number one selling jersey in Dallas over the last 4 years. So he's definitely been a fan favorite. There's no doubt about it. Yes, the falling out was nasty, but there's no doubt in my mind a lot of Dallas fans out there appreciate what Micah Parsons did in his short stint with the Dallas Cowboys.
What a power move as well. So, Micah Parsons purchased a box for Dallas before the season for his family and friends. So, like at home games, they could enjoy food, drinks, and watch the game. He did not get that back. He did not get his money back. Which he shouldn't. I thought that was an amazing boss move by Jerry Jones, if I'm being honest. So they're going to be in the box, but they're going to be in a Dallas Cowboy box. So I think that's kind of funny. Yeah, what are we feeling here for the game, kid? I'll let you. You want me to lead it off? You led every game off. I'll lead it off this one. Packers, back-to-back road spot here for them as well. And I think the handicap is very easy, and I think it all starts with CeeDee Lamb being out. And how is that offense going to roll without CeeDee Lamb? We saw last week they weren't really able to do much after he left the game. I know the Packers, sometimes they had some tackling issues against the Browns last week, but I think they're going to be motivated to win this game. I don't trust the Cowboys defense. I actually think this is a really good spot for Jordan Love as well in this offense. Cowboys have allowed 900 passing yards this year. That's crazy. Jordan Love is going to have a game. I know it's chalky, but we gotta lay we gotta lay the number here with the Packers on the road. I also think this is a good teaser spot, but yeah, give me go Pack go.
Yeah, I do agree with you. I think it's a great teaser spot for the Packers here. We know the emotion is gonna be on both sides. You know, Cowboys fans, Green Bay going to go play out for their teammate Michael Parsons. And I agree with you 100%. Though we saw this offense kind of struggle the moment CD went out. Yeah, give Jake Ferguson some credit. He stepped up, but who else is gonna step up if George Pickens is double teamed for the majority of the night? Do I expect Turpin to go out there and burn you? I think he'll make some plays. So I think Jalen Tolbert is gonna go out there and burn you. I think he's live to go over 28 and a half still, but do I expect him to have a huge game? No. Dak has been all right, but Dak still has the turnover ball as well. Javonte Williams, he's been a bright spot, been running the hell out of the ball. But if you're down, you kind of have to pass the ball, Dill. I'm with you. I think this can't overthink it. Give me the Green Bay Packers. I think after a tough loss last week in Cleveland, now you come back in Dallas. You got Minka fired up. And let's not forget the last time we saw the Green Bay Packers in Dallas. We saw them put up 40 points on Dan Quinn's defense. We saw Jordan Love arrive on the NFL stage and become. He ended up getting $200+ million off that game. So
yeah,
I think it's just a tough task for the Dallas Cowboys this week, just because without CeeDee Lamb, they kind of what's the saying? You're fighting with an arm wrapped behind your back or something like that. And I think that's what it is with CeeDee Lamb. You can't really go head to toe to toe with the Packers without your best weapon in CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, I agree. All right, kid, that's 13 games in the book. We also have a doubleheader here on Monday night, including the toilet bowl between the Dolphins and the Jets. We'll talk about that on Sunday. But kid, time for lock, dog, teaser, and prop of the week. We will start with the lock. What do you got? I'm interested to see what you got.
Don't get me wrong. The lock was the toughest one to come up with this week, though, just because there's a couple games that I like, but it's like a little chalky, a couple of high spreads that I don't want to lay. And guess what I'm doing with the lock? Kind of laying a high spread. Don't want to overthink it. I think it's gonna be a tough day for the rookie. Give me the Chargers -6 on the road. I've been having the Chargers number 3 on my top trend all season, Dill. now they gotta live up to the hype. They gotta cover this number at MetLife. We saw the Chiefs take care of business last week. I think the Chargers do the same. Give the Chargers -6.
Oh, I like the Chargers. They were almost my lock. And honestly, Detroit was almost my lock as well. But
-10 as a lock.
9.5. They're gonna
Yeah.
blow out Joe Flacco. I'm going to lock up the Rams. Love this spot here at home against a skeptical 3-0 team, in my opinion. I love this defense, and I don't think they're going to be cute. Sean McVay, awful loss. He is really good. I'm going to lock up the Rams here, -3.5. We're both locking up LA teams. I love that. All right, kid, what's your dog?
My dog, Dill.
It's ugly.
It's ugly.
Yeah.
It's ugly. And I'm telling you right now, it's ugly. Don't get me wrong. I was going to go with the Bucks. I do like the Bucks still. I do like the Bucks. I do think the Bucks are live. I'll take the 3.5 though. Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers in Dublin.
Oh, early, huh?
Give me the Steelers. Upset win by 11:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Pittsburgh Steelers shockingly beat 3-1. I apologize. Give me Aaron Rodgers and not the Steel Curtain, but the Steelers.
You forget my Minnesota Vikings undefeated on the international stage. I am for my dog. I am going to take. It's a small puppy. I was going to take Jacksonville again, but they fucked me last time I took them. Give me the Redskins. I don't believe in Michael Penix and this Atlanta team. I know they play better at home and in a dome, but on an eye test, I just did not like what I saw from them last week. And I think Mariota is one of the best backup quarterbacks in the league. I know Terry McLaurin is not in, but I think they have enough as a team to win this game. It's a short number, +106, but I'll take Washington here as my dog. Okay, what's your teaser?
My teaser, I'm going to go back to a 3-leg. Don't love the 3-leg, but we know we're going to go right back at it, Dill. Give me the 3-leg teaser.
+140?
+140. Give me the Green Bay Packers down to -1. Give me the Houston Texans to -1. Even though we do like the -7. We do like the -7, but we're playing it safe. Like I said, still must-win game here. And give me my Patriots to a +0.5. 3-way, 6-point teaser, +140. Houston to -1. Patriots to a half, +0.5. Just to win the game in Green Bay -1, Dill.
Wow, teasing it through 0. I respect it. All right, so yeah, so right now I see.
I wasn't gonna do a 5-point teaser now.
No, I know. So it is -7.5. So it would be -1.5 for Texans, correct? Yeah. 1.5, yeah, -0.5 for the Green Bay. All right. For me, same thing, 3-leg +140. I'm gonna tease Houston down to -1.5. I'll tease the Chargers down to a half. And I'll tease the Packers down to a half. 3-leg +140. I like that as well. The other one I was thinking, I was getting real fucking ugly with it.
I was gonna get the Saints +21.5.
I was gonna tease Jacksonville up to 9. I was gonna tease Carolina up to 11.5.
See, that's good. 11.5 is good.
And I was going to tease the Saints to 21.5.
Yeah. So I was going to tease the Saints, Chargers, and Houston.
But I try not to get cute. That's what happens.
That's why the only reason I didn't do the Chargers is because I was like, that's my lock. Why would I tease my lock? That kind of contradicts myself, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to just lay it with the Chargers. And I was thinking, who do I have more faith in? The Saints at +21.5, or my Patriots are beating the damn Carolina Panthers. I take the Patriots to beat the Panthers still. At Foxborough now, come on.
Yeah. Were there any other like props that not props, but teasers that you were looking? Because I was trying to play around with them, like even some of the dogs. Like I was trying to tease through 0. What else did you kind of like? Because I like kind of talking through it. It makes me put more bets in.
We're both on the Raiders. To get the Raiders to 5.5 +5.5,
yeah,
maybe +6, that would be good. Like I said, even Washington, though, you got Washington as your dog. To get the Commanders
8.5
+8.5 after Michael Penix put up a 0 at Carolina last week. So And then, I'm with you. Don't get me wrong. The lines should cover.
Yeah, that was my next one. Yeah.
It's just, I'm not laying double digits. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. I'm not.
Yeah, so you would kind of get them down to -3.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of feeling them as well. All right, I'll probably put in another one. All right, kid. Before we get to this prop segment, it is sponsored by Props.Cash, the best way to research player props. Elvis and I have been using Props.Cash for 2 years now, and it's helped us find an edge in several player prop markets. On the web or in the Props.Cash app, you'll get quick visual data on player trends, matchup history, and recent performance across every major sport. Clean, reliable stats that make it easier to spot value. Plans start at just $19.99 a month, and right now you could get 25% off your first month with the code DREAM25. That is DREAM25. So download the app, not now, but right now, and sign up with the monthly subscription. Use code DREAM25, and you'll be paying just $14.99 your first month. Level up your prop research today at Props.Cash. What is your prop of the week, kid? What do you like?
This one, I've been struggling with the props still, so I had to go in the lab. Had to go to Props.Cash still. Had to search up, had to do some homework, like my boy Lisan says. I'm on the Ravens. We saw week 1, Patrick Mahomes lead his team in rushing in a loss. I think he had 50 plus. Week 2, we saw him lead his team rushing again. I think he had a damn near 60 yards rushing. Week 3, he won the game, only had 5 yards rushing. I'm on the Ravens still. I think Patty Mahomes, he's a winner, Dill. He's gonna make winning plays. I think he's gonna be active with his legs, Dill. Even though that defensive line is a little hurt, I still think they'll find ways to get pressure. And I think Patty will run out of him. We've seen him time again come up big with his legs, especially down the stretch. Give me Patty Mahomes over 26.5 rushing yards. Like I said, he led his team in rushing 2 out of the 3 games this season. In both games he lost, he led them, and I think they'll lose this game.
Props.Cash has their projection at 26.5, right on the number. And like you said, when he does go over it, he flies over it. I mean, against Philly, he had 66, 55 against the Chargers, 2 good defenses as well. So, yeah, I think he can. And I think Baltimore's defense is good enough where they're going to get pressure on him, and he's going to – on big games, Patrick Mahomes scrambles. Look at the Super Bowls. Look at the playoff. Excuse me. Look at the playoffs. He scrambles. So I do like that. I'm going to go Jahmyr Gibbs, over 26.5 receiving yards. He's hit this 2 of 3 games. The one game was Chicago, but Props.Cash, their projection is 32.5. And I just feel like it's going to be displayed here. Jared Goff, he might feel the pressure against the Browns. I know I'm laying the 9.5, but Jahmyr Gibbs runs quick, really easy routes. He has 18 catches on the year for 73 yards, and those numbers increase every week. So I really think he's gonna get a lot of quick targets and and his yards after the contact. I think he could break 1 or 2. So we could get this in the first half. I like Jahmyr Gibbs over 26.5 receiving yards as my prop of the week.
I like that, though. I like that.
Kid, huge week in college football. Your Alabama Crimson Tide taking on Georgia. What are we feeling here for the college slate?
I know a couple people might be shocked of what I'm about to say. I'm making sure and sweet, though. I haven't been the biggest DeBoer fan.
No.
Give me the Bulldogs -135 on the money line. I even cashed. I got a 50% profit. Got them to +110. Ready got money on the line deal. Give me the Bulldogs -135 on the money line. If you get the profit boost, +110.
That's insane. You're going against your team, but I feel you.
I got to. And where they playing at?
Georgia.
Come on now.
Yeah, kid. I like Pitt. Pitt +4.5 against Louisville. They're just a physical team. I think this is a major bounce back spot here after getting demolished against WVU. I like Pitt +4.5. I think it's a good teaser up to get them to double digits. Huge game for Notre Dame. They need to win out to make the college playoffs. And I think they do. I'll take the -4.5 here, or I'll lay it, excuse me, with the Fighting Irish against the Arkansas, who just lost a crucial game last week to Memphis. That's a major letdown spot. Good game here in Champaign, Illinois. Illinois taking on USC. I'll actually take Illinois. They got embarrassed by Indiana, and we'll see if SC is a good team. They haven't played anyone. We'll see if they're good. I think for pride, they're throwing everything at this game. Illinois has to be competitive here at home. So I'll take Illinois here +6.5. LSU Old Miss. Did you see the whole Lane Kiffin, his daughter's dating the star linebacker? That's just, he said, take the over. So shout out him. He's just so in tune with the gamblers. I love Lane Kiffin. Close one on the books, -1.5 here for Ole Miss at home. And these are the type of games Lane Kiffin wins. Not so fast, my friend. Give me LSU. I'll take them. I'll take Brian Kelly. I think they're a better team right now. Should be a shootout, but I trust the defense a little more for the Tigers. Give me LSU here. I'll take them on the money line. Ohio State, Washington, great game out west. Last time Ohio State went out on the Pacific Northwest last year, they lined it up losing. Not this year. I'm going to lay the 8.5. I also think it's a very good teaser spot, getting them down to -2.5. Ohio State should win the game, but 8.5 is a big number here. Even I would admit that. Iowa, Indiana. Indiana just blew out Illinois last week by like 50. Now they're laying 7.5 here. Probably would take Indiana here. I just don't trust Iowa. Should be an ugly game. Auburn, Texas A&M, great game down in College Station in Texas A&M. I would lay the 7.5 where A&M. I think they're a top 10 team in the country. I really do, and I just don't think Auburn's going to be able to run the ball like they did against Oklahoma. So I would lay the 7.5 here.
Love
good
that,
teaser,
Love
good teaser spot as well. Tennessee, Mississippi State. This is a sneaky spot for Mississippi. Ring those cowbells. I'll take the +7.5 against the Volunteers. I mean, they already went over their win total, Mississippi State. So I'll take Mississippi State as well. And then 3 games left. I'm sorry. This is just an amazing board. Penn State, Oregon. Penn State. A lot of people picking them to win the national championship this year. James Franklin, can he win the big game? I don't think so. Give me Oregon +3.5. You could also tease them up. You could tease them up to 9.5. I think that's a great spot. I just don't trust Drew Aller. I really, until he shows me he can win big games, then I'll start to back Penn State. They have a really talented roster, but Oregon, I know everyone's worried. Oregon really hasn't played anyone, but Penn State really hasn't covered anybody either. So we'll see. Should be a good game. Alabama, Georgia. I think Kirby Smart is the best coach in the country. I really do. I'm not a fan on Kellen DeBoer. If they lose this one, I don't care how much the buyout is. People in Alabama live and die for Alabama football. They're going to want his head. And he needs to be competitive in this game. He really does. Last year it was a back and forth shootout in the game. I don't know if it's going to be that this year. Give me the Bulldogs -3.5 in Georgia. And yeah, that's it, kid. That's all I got. Gave a lot out.
Give a lot out. More than last week, though. So I think that's a good thing. Definitely a much better slate this week than it was last week. And I even have a 2-way teaser to end it off. -134. You like Notre Dame. Don't get me wrong. They should take care of business. Like you said, got to win out if they want a chance at the playoffs. But give me Nebraska. Tease them up to +10.5 from 4.5. Give me the +10.5 from Nebraska. Arkansas. Give me the +10.5 at home. Like you said, tough loss last week against Memphis. I think they show up this week against Notre Dame. And then, like you said, playing it safe. Some of those guys last year still got a sour taste of their mouth going into Washington and losing that game. Hey, that loss led them. After that loss, though, they went out undefeated, won the title. I think Ohio State takes care of business. So that's my 2-way teaser at -134. Ohio State to -8.5. Arkansas to +10.5.
I love it, kid. I love it. Big plans this weekend for you? What are you doing? Anything?
I might go work on the car. I doubt it. I'm probably just wait till next week because me and my girl probably do a few things tomorrow. But might work on the car. Might small.
That's
chance.
really good news, honestly.
Yeah, still not 85% chance the card's done next month.
I like that. I'll take 85% chance.
Yeah, it's not much. It's not much. It's just,
but it's something.
Yeah, like Caesar says, like Swipe says, he's like, bro, if we just go over there at 10 a.m. by 4 o'clock, it'll be running. I said, the point is to go over there at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Everybody got shit to do, and
I know. We're getting to that age. I know. I hear you. But all right, kids, should be a hell of a week. Enjoy college football tomorrow. And a hell of a football slate. Like I said, set your alarms, 9:30 here on the East Coast. But that is going to do it. We'll be back Sunday. Thank you guys very much. Enjoy the games. Good luck on all your bets. And we will see you guys on Sunday. Peace.